Yo, Trevor, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're breaking down DiazBiffle, one of, if not the best Warzone player in the game. Definitely up there with Soka and Shifty. They're kind of dominating the scene now. The reason why I think Biffle's personally the best is because for the last 5 years, he's been at the very, very top. Basically, since Warzone's come out, this guy's been absolutely dominating. So, we're going to break down his gameplay. This is just a public match. I think it's a rank play game. It's on his own channel. And we're going to go through and see what does he do? Why is his decision-making so good? And just what does he do different to the normal player? Now, obviously, there's hours and hours of played. But besides that, his raw skill is one of the best I've ever seen in FPS. And when I say that, obviously, I'm not talking about CDL pros. I'm talking about specifically outside of the pro level. This guy probably has the best skill I've ever seen. It's actually insane. So we're going to go through, break it down, and just see what he does so well. So right now we go across, and yeah, so far, nothing crazy. Lands in, gets some weapons, going to go through. And now, straight away, I like how he picks up the double ram, okay? Again, just make sure you utilize everything around you. Now we can be more aggressive, and instead of, reloading after every kill, he has the ability to switch. Now, first of all, we're going to see his centering, and this is where it just gets insane. Like, this guy's centering is on another level. As we go through, you're going to see right now, when he goes down, just focus on his crosshair and just his overall snap. And this is what, like, when I'm watching him, I really focus on. So if you guys are trying to improve, like, centering is one of the biggest things. So look at this. He goes through, and look at that. Like, his initial snap is crazy. Those shots right there are insane. I don't think you realize how hard that is to do, like, with any gun, let alone a sub. Like, he goes through and just instantly starts beaming people. Now, I know people, I'm already going to get comments saying, this guy's a hacker. What's wrong with you? This guy's not hacking, bro. He's one on LAN. He is, yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. But right now you go through, and the first thing he does is he live marks the opponent. Live marking is very, very crucial. Now, I actually have a scuff in vision, which I believe is the same controller. And what happens is you can actually mark one of the buttons on the side to mark for you, right? So if you guys are on a normal controller, obviously it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to use a D-pad, but play around with the settings, try to change some live marks and make it easier for you. Now, the reason why it's so important is because for the next like 5 seconds, you know exactly where people are, and it's very, very crucial. Goes through, picks up the spy drones. I don't really know what this does. To be honest with you, I have no idea, but we're gonna find out. Let's go through and see what happens. Okay, I think you get, oh, okay, so you just get cash simply for eliminating the drones. Okay, that's a pretty easy contract. So again, this is again why I like watching the pros, because I can see things that I don't personally add in my game, and I say, okay, this is worth adding. So he's going through, you can see he's taking out these drones, and it's just a nice way of getting cash. Now, I know this isn't a real person, and just as a side note, but do you notice how he's shooting those drones one bullet at a time? That's a really good thing to do at far range when you're trying to go for the accuracy, because instead of spraying your shots, it just makes it a little bit easier to control. Let's fast forward a little bit and see when he gets into a bit more action. So right now you can see he's actually starting to commit, gets his loady, and let's see what he does. So again, centering, okay? Look at his crosshair placement. It's nowhere else besides where? The door. It's always going to be around that door. So he goes through, he gets his loady, we're going to back away slightly. Like I said, always have your crosshair placement where you expect them to be, and this is your centering. So right now, look, as he goes through, look at his crosshair. You see he's like, okay, I can hear someone behind me. Instantly turns around and he preempts a door. So now look at his crosshair. His crosshair is on the door. Now, why is it a little bit lower? This is very interesting. It's most of the time, I used to have it a little bit higher, but the reason why it's actually better a little bit lower is because when the player comes in, they're more than likely going to slide. So when they slide, it's better to kind of catch them in their slide. Now, me personally, I still like having it around the chest area, but that's why some people do that. He goes through, easy kill. As soon as he kills him, let's look at the map. You see the next player is on the left, but he's below. Okay, so he's going to go through and reposition. It's all about the reposition. Once you get the first kill, repositioning is so crucial. Going to go through, he's going to kind of just res his teammate. Let's fast forward a little bit and let's just kind of see where the action is. So right now he's on high ground. He's on 6 kills already. Takes his player out. So as he kills him, let's look through the minimap together. So if you look at the minimap, there's no one around him, okay? So what we're doing is we're looking at the minimap because we're trying to find out where the other players are. So if you guys want to aware, when you kill someone in Rebirth, or so not Rebirth, on Resurgence, if you kill them on the minimap, it shows a ping of their teammate. So right now, if you look, can you see there's a ping behind him? That shows where his teammates are. So that minimap ping is so crucial. Right now, leading his shots, doing a good job, going across, and yeah, let's just carry on and see what Biffle does. So straight away, nothing crazy, but he's just doing everything well. It's nothing insane. He's just doing everything well. Now he's going to start rotating through middle. So first things first, he got 8 kills in that one area of the map, okay? So that's really important to note. The break was very effective. 8 kills is quite a lot to get at the start. So now he's going to start rotating. Let's see what he does. Goes through, there's one player, great shots. And in this situation, you can see once again, he's not really getting caught off guard here. And he's still gone up against some decent players, obviously Diamonds, Crimson, stuff like that. So he goes through and simply just being effective right now, going across, getting those kills. And in this situation, there isn't really much to talk about because nothing crazy is happening. But now we have our first kind of decision, right? As he goes to the buy, what does he buy? Now this is interesting because I've seen some people buy different things, but me personally, I'm always a fan of a UAV here. So getting a UAV and then getting some mobility. If you guys are struggling with kills, this is one of the most effective ways. If you guys are struggling to improve, this is also one of the most effective ways. Get a UAV and then push people. Because the more gunfights you have, the more you get used to that scenario. So he goes through, he ends up landing across, and now let's see what he does. Now he's on top prison. He's like, okay, I'm in a good spot here. Goes through, sees one on the bottom, slide cancels, again, centering. Look what he does as he comes around the corner. Look where his crosshair is. His crosshair is just ready. It's ready for the gunfire, okay? So we're going to fast forward a little bit more, get to that point again. Where was it? It was around there. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, as he lands, I want you guys to focus on his centering. So look, he goes through his crosshair placement. He slide cancels, he knows he's there. Look at that. His centering is perfect there. Goes through, and then all he has to do is aim in, okay? So if you guys are struggling, make sure your crosshair, make sure the middle of your screen, your crosshair, isn't too low, isn't too high. Make sure it's around your opponent. And that's one of the things I've learned from Biffle. Obviously, I knew that anyways, watching the pros and just generally. I've been playing COD for like a decade, but one of the things I realized what makes him so good is his centering. So he has one of the best centering in the Warzone scene. I think he's got the best centering. Again, it's a little bit different because you're playing pubs and stuff most of the time. Obviously, he plays competitive as well, but I just feel like when I watch him, I'm like, this guy's centering is just always flawless. It's up there with the CDL pros, and I've actually said before that he might have the best centering I've ever seen. I think I take that back. I think the CDL pros obviously have elite centering. It's just you're going up against pros, so it's harder to see. But in the Warzone scene, this guy definitely has the best centering that I've seen. But going through, same situation, going to go across, and yeah, nothing crazy. Just kind of going through, keeping up the rotation. Let's see if anything changes. So right now he's got the high ground, he's watching over, and he's just trying to make sure that he's getting those kills. But 15 kills already in ranked, and to be honest, nothing's really been threatening him. There's been no crazy stuff. So what we're learning now is about the patience. You can see right now he's not going crazy for kills. He's just standing there being patient, letting the game come towards him. He knows he's in a good spot, he knows people are around him, goes through. Now he can get aggressive. Why? Because this player's one shot. So he goes across, gets that kill. Okay, now he's got some money. He's got 8k. I'm expecting to see maybe a UAV here before he gets that. He's going to fight these players, goes through, gets some ammunition, and again, I'm expecting UAV. So quite interesting he didn't go for the UAV there. But again, look how he's approaching these corners. It's always about the centering. So right now you're seeing Biffle just go through and he's just trying to find these opponents. And there's one more. He live marks him. Now, why is a live mark important? Just like we said earlier, he now knows exactly where he's going. Look at this. This player now is going left. If he was to stand there, Biffle would know. But no, he knows exactly where he is, goes through and gets a kill. Always live mark when you can. He knows one player's landing in and one player's on the bottom. So why would he go for the player landing in? Because that player landing in is going to be a free kill, just like you're seeing now. So I haven't seen this before, but I could tell he would go for that. And another crucial thing, the player landing in isn't the last player alive. So if he kills this player, the other player is still alive so that his team can respawn. Sometimes you want to farm those kills. So you see right now he's going for a really, really long range gunfight. Probably not going to get that one, but it's worth trying. He made it one shot, goes forward. Let's see what he does here. With 8k in the bank, me personally, I'll go for a UAV. Precision's really useful here. Precision is very useful here because obviously you can go for those plays on those high ground, on the buildings that are not coming down. Easy kill. Once again, look at the minimap. There's a guy up top, probably landing in, or probably quite close. Goes through, and there you go. He ends up being quite close. Once again, live marks. And what does he do? Well, he's got the health advantage. So you want to chase this guy. Chase him because you have the health advantage. Make sure you get them before they regen, before they regroup with their team. Going through, and you're just seeing like flawless gameplay. In this situation, I think he actually got cameraed. And again, his centering and his gun skill kind of bailed him out here. So this wasn't the best play from Biffle, but his skill kind of bailed him out here. But you don't really want to rely on this. So look at this. This guy cameraed him. Do you see this guy's behind him now? The guy should have started shooting him, but Biffle's centering was basically flawless. Look, you see he turns around and gets a kill. Focus on that centering, and that's why he plays 6-6 sensitivity. Most people, I've watched a lot of people play like high sensitivity. Now it looks really good, it looks snappy, and your shot does look good. And you know, it looks fun, and you can see some advantages. But in terms of pure centering, having a lower one allows you to control it. And that's why most of the pros play between 6-6 and 7-7. Goes through, there's one, takes out another one, goes across here. And once again, he's just finessing, going through, just making it easy. Gets this guy one shot, live marks him, closes the angle down. So one thing he's doing really well, something I always mention, is controlling the gunfight. What you want to do is when you're approaching players, you want to have either the health advantage, the position advantage, or the skill advantage, okay? Now, it's like a triangle. They all kind of balance each other out. So in this situation, someone like Biffle, he knows that he has more skill than probably 99.9% of the players he's going up against in public lobbies, right? Based on just the amount he's played, his skill, just everything. As a player, he's a more skilled player. So when you're a more skilled player, this applies to you at home as well, what you want to do is you want to not give your opponents any advantage. If you can have a 50-50 gunfight with them, because of your skill, you'll win them. That's why when you watch these pros, they win most of their 50-50s because they're simply more skilled. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to not give your opponent any odds of winning the gunfight. You're trying to keep all the odds in your favor. Now, if you have the skill and you're going to camera your opponents, right? You now have the position advantage and the skill advantage, and that's when you can really, really take over. And that's exactly what the pros do. They don't only rely on their skill. They rely on their position, they rely on their angles, they rely on their game awareness, they camera the opponents, they kind of put everything together to make it really difficult for the opponents to kill them. So sometimes you do see Biffle getting caught out guard, and that's when he relies on his skill. But it's not something he heavily relies on, it's only in those certain areas. Right now he's on 25 kills. And honestly, there hasn't been a gunfight. I'm like, oh, okay. There's maybe been 3 gunfights where he probably could have lost. That's about it. Goes through up top here again, same situation, goes behind cover, and look what he does. Instantly chucks a smoke grenade. Why? He wants to buy time. Now, this is the most important thing. This is exactly what I'm referring to. You see how right now he's technically got the health disadvantage? He's not going to engage. He has a skill, but he's not going to engage. He's going to take his time, armor up, and now he's got the health advantage again, and he goes for it. So it's simply about maximizing your chance. He could have probably killed that guy without healing up, but why take the risk? Why give the guy a chance to get the kill? So that's exactly what does. He maximizes his chance. We're going to go forward here. There's only a couple of people left there, and you can just see he's doing a great job of just holding the angles, going through. And again, the main thing I've learned from him is just a position. Like right there, you see he gets beamed, back away. He's got the self-res. He ends up getting taken out. His teammate buys him back. So that's the first time he's died this whole game. That's basically the first and basically the only time he's died this whole game. And that's pretty impressive. Another thing is just playing your life effectively. So this game, we saw it, like there wasn't really any challenges for him, and it allows him to stay in flow state. Sometimes I'm playing and I'm in flow state and I end up dying to a really stupid death where I basically should have won the gunfight. I didn't execute, and then it really sets me back. And it always like ends up basically just haunting my game, and I end up kind of choking. So if you guys are trying to improve, make sure you focus on that consistency. Try not to go anywhere crazy and over chow, and let's see what he does here. Because if he gets out of this, again, this decision right now, like how can you get out of this? Let's see. Takes his time, utilizes a gas mask. You see how he was one shot? Didn't really panic, utilizes the gas mask, stays on high ground. He's going to wait, playing an off angle. He knows he's up there, taking his time. There's one. Easy kill. Again, always live marking. Consistency is key with this type of stuff. He's going for the live marks, being very annoying. Goes through, and just like that, he went from having the disadvantage to having the high ground. He now has the advantage, but the zone is closing in. Let's see what he does here. Going to go through the left. Going to go forward. Going to go forward. Now he's with his teammate again, playing different angles, being ready for the gunfight. He's just snake in the air, trying to be annoying. He knows he's on the right. He's going to camera him. Just like we said, camera your opponents. He's not actually there. Goes forward. And just like that, they're able to go through. And I'm pretty sure he wins the game from that. 2 versus 1. There you go. So he wins the game getting 32 kills. Now, again, key kind of points we learned from Biffle that game. Centering is key, which we already knew, but really important to realize. The other thing is not panicking, right? Right there in the end game, we saw he basically had 1 health. And he didn't panic. He used a gas mask. Use your surroundings. Use your equipment effectively. Don't panic under those situations. And 3, gain the advantage. Don't just be stubborn, not stubborn, but don't just kind of be like relying on your skill. Like use your advantage, take your time, be like, okay, I'm weak. Let me take my time, let me armor up, use my smoke grenade, go through, reposition, and be effective. YouTube, hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. If you guys want to see any other breakdowns, see how maybe different pros play, let me know, and I'll make sure to do that for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in another one tomorrow. Peace.